day one of Latitude Festival, so let's get ready. I'm actually here as a guest of Boots this weekend. They're a festival partner and they're doing like hair and beauty pop-ups. They've got vending machines everywhere with products in them, so I'm really lucky I've come to explore with them. And this year in general, I've been really trying to explore different festivals. This is the first one that I've come to with someone, but all the rest of them I've just like gone in my own time. And it's so interesting getting all of the different vibes, in particular when they're all next to each other. So this one, basically we only got here yesterday and there was no music on yesterday, so today is the first day for like all of the activities. But honestly, it's like, do you remember that page overheard at Waitrose? I feel like if that was a festival, it would be Latitude. It's very everything's quite cushy, like even the foods and things. One of the food options is like apple crumble and custard, which obviously is amazing and I will be having, but it's like a really refined, I've never experienced a festival like this. Like this morning I had my hot shower, dried my hair with a Dyson hairdryer. Like, it is a completely different kettle of fish from anything I've ever experienced. Do you know what, something I was thinking about on the way down, I was like writing a little Substack as I was traveling. I feel like this year, maybe I'm more aware of it because I've been going to more festivals. There is such a narrative that like, if you enjoy glamping or you want a little shower or God forbid you want to bring a bit of makeup with you, that like, oh, you're not a real music lover and that's not the real festival experience. I think all of that is the biggest load of nonsense. Like for me personally, I'm just a bit more of an anxious person. I'd feel more comfortable with all of those little touches, and that would be the thing that would make me more likely to go than not go. Not necessarily having a Dyson hairdryer, I'm not saying that, but just like having the little home comforts of, for example, the tent being put up. I've never gone camping in my life, I've never put a tent up in my life. Knowing that there is an option for that to be done is the kind of thing that makes me feel I can go to these things, in particular as a single girl, and like none of my friends ever want to come to these kind of things with me. Like realistically, how is one 5'1" person gonna carry, pitch a tent and all their stuff? I just think all of this stuff is the biggest load of nonsense when people judge you for it. And if you want to go and have a lovely time and have your apple crumble and use a nice hairdryer, good for you, go for it, hun. Very specifically, I'm obviously not saying anything about anyone that chooses not to do that. Like, it is an investment and I'm super lucky to be here as a guest with someone, and I know how lucky I am and I'm savouring every moment. But what annoys me is the same people that will spend a fortune on a different holiday will then judge someone for doing this in this way, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So going on now is my It Cosmetics CC cream, always. Now from here, I'm going to take the excess off the back of that brush and I'm going to use a few of the creams from the Mitchell Curve case, a bit of this for bronze, a bit of these for blush, just to add a bit more dimension to my face. Now I noticed he has this amazing spatula brush. I got this with, I got a colour case as well that I will probably experiment with tomorrow because I'm having my eyes done today. But what it means is you can scoop everything out on the back of your hand. I'm mixing a couple of these colours and then pick it up with your brush. Let me get a little mirror. And what I find with this is your product goes on the brush in a little bit of a smaller, denser amount, rather than the entire brush head being caught up in the product, which might be a bit too big, in particular if you have like, I mean, I've got a really round face, so I can take the brush, whereas if you had smaller features, that might be too big for you. It's really nice to just pick up little bits and build them at a pace to suit you. So I'm just going to gently stipple some of this on. You might not be able to see it in the tent, but I'll show you outside in the natural light what it's all looking like. Then I'm going to use some of these pinky peaches. These are really great colours if you're a bit tired, to just perk everything up. You really can't see in here, but honestly it looks so lovely in real life. When I get out into the natural light, you're gonna love it. Now I'm gonna use my little Boots bits, this brow pencil, and one of my favourite festival tips actually is, even if you're having a day that you just can't really be bothered doing your makeup, which by the last day is usually how I'm feeling, if you do a nice sharp brow and a red lip when you've got your sunnies on, you look like you've got a full face on anyway, so that's always one of my favourite go-tos. Then I'm going to use a bit of Bobbi Brown Ballet Pink, and for now that's done, I'm just going to lock it in with some setting spray, and I'll bring my spray on SPF in my bag so that through the day I can just top up over my makeup. And then this was my finished look after hair and makeup at the pop-up.